Yeah, so I'm not good at the intros. So welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Chill with your host Andy. That's me. Why don't you guys go around? Actually, I'm looking at Skype now, and it's like you guys are in a certain order, but you're probably not in the same order for everyone else, so you wouldn't know when to introduce yourselves. So just jump on each other. Everyone go.
Okay.
I am Fizz. Okay.
There you go.
Everybody all at once.
It's like
Start
we're
with
just waiting
Alex.
for someone to go.
We'll start with Alex. Tell what's your character and like, you know.
Yeah, start with the new guy. I like it. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. I'm Alex. You guys may have seen me or heard me through Fizz's wrestling podcast. I do that, and not really a lot else. I'm not famous like any of these other guys.
Oh, yeah.
No one is famous. Don't worry.
Famous is questionable for all of us.
It's relative, but
Hey,
I'm...
Lars just hit 2,000 subs for the second time. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so
Oh damn!
Okay, Lars is like A-lister
that's like
as far as I'm concerned. I've never heard of that
it
many
was
subs.
like it's on the same channel, so it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Well, you dropped below 2,000
But-
again?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Kind of bitter.
But to be fair, you straight up tell people to unsub you.
That's right, but that happened. But the unsubbing race started like 6 months after that.
No.
That's a good way to get subs. It's
You
reverse
battling
psychology.
Uber, trying to get that 333.
Yeah.
Well, and then that and like milestones, you know, they get a lot of viewers and that stuff. You got your
Yeah, like,
2000
I'm-
milestone 5 times over. You know,
I'm capitalizing
it's
on
not
that.
about the subs; it's about the money, the views.
And then
It's that views, baby.
2K special.
Alex,
It's those clicks.
who's your character?
My character is Rikku, elf ranger. I picked Rikku as a name because I like Final Fantasy X.
There you go.
Nice.
And then we'll go in sequential order of like how you guys are introduced on the adventure. So Burke, you're next.
I'm Burke. I'm also not famous because I don't do much on the internet besides upload crappy videos.
Seriously, congratulations for that.
Yeah, same.
I am playing a half-elf warlock named Aldrin. I came up with the name somehow. I'm not
It
really
just
quite
came,
sure.
Like came to you.
Yeah, in a dream.
You
it
know what?
was-
That reminds me. I should have a fantasy name character generator loaded. Or fantasy character.
Wait,
name
you don't wanna
generator,
name
in case
everyone
You guys ask me
Phil?
some NPC names, and I don't want
For
them.
sure, they're all getting...
I'm just gonna any NPC we pass by. What's his name? What's her name?
John.
Start.
Hey, what street are we on?
We're on...
Main
And then
Street.
next is Travis. Go ahead.
Hey, you might know me from being a big idiot on Stupid Video Bros, but probably
No, they
not
don't.
because we don't do shit. And I was also on this podcast before as a DM, and I'm playing Cadwin, the elf rogue. And that's it. That's all. You can go ahead, whoever.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. You're an alum. You're an alumni. Everyone else
Yeah.
on here is an alumni of D&D and Chill.
Yeah.
And then next
No
would
need
be,
for introductions.
yeah.
Of course, they still know us.
Next would be Lars.
They know us. They love us.
Yeah, hello folks, I'm Lars. I'm apparently famous, known as Scissor on Twitter and YouTube, and I'm playing Funesta, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
Oh shit, it's Funestar.
Yeah, it's not. Don't call me Funestar. That's the.
Oh, shit.
That's
I'm a
that's what
character
I thought it was the whole
I've
time.
been reading it as like Funestar.
No, well, my
Yep.
character will hate that if you call
But-
it Funestar.
But now I remember him saying it was like the name Esther. Funester.
Funester.
Okay.
Funestar. And then last and least would be Fizz.
Thank you. Hello.
I mean, but not least. That.
No, sure.
Freudian.
I'm playing a Dragonborn cleric named Selric. That name comes from me saying cleric wrong for like 2 years.
Yeah, I was thinking like that's the most creative fantasy name you could ever come up with. Just Selric.
Selric. Yeah, no, I just thought cleric was Selric for like 2 years, so
Yeah, I used to think Paul.
I confessed that to
Paul
the DM of my last like tabletop, and he's like, "You need to make Selric the cleric," and I was like, "All right."
He said you need to take this fuck up and turn it into something useful.
Sure
like-
do, and I did. Hopefully,
Like Rogue and Rogue, or Rouge and Rogue.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
always
should have
thought
been
the-
Rouge the Rogue.
Yeah, well, I always thought the bat from Sonic Adventure 2 battle was Rogue, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think they ever say her name in that whole game
I don't think they do, no.
because I've never known. Like, I still don't know which one
Yeah,
is
same.
great, and I don't care.
Guys, can you give me like a half an hour breakdown of every Sonic character?
No.
Oh wait.
Okay.
I probably
So
could. Do you want fan characters, or do you want, like...
No,
I have-
canon
I have on my
Sonic.
phone that I'm going through the files right now, I have Jonic the Hedgehog, who's my favorite fan character. Because he's... I'll have to explain this another time, but it was for Annie and I's podcast idea. And,
yeah, he
Right.
did all that for a podcast idea. He did a bunch of research. He's got it all on his phone. That's
Yep.
all right. And then last, I am Andy. I'm the DM now. Like what's that guy do? Captain Phillips. I'm the DM now. So Travis has been relieved of his duties, and I will be doing that. I have no character except every character.
Yeah, you have the most
I have,
characters
I have
actually.
every other character. So I think we can.
Unless there are no characters.
Yeah,
Who knows?
you guys are
Maybe
just in
the
an
world is
empty-
barren.
Empty world. I fooled you. I don't have to do anything. We kill each other. All right, so we'll
Figure
start
out who
with,
we're gonna eat first.
We'll start with Alex. I don't know if you guys want to like mute your mics or something because it'll be just the two of us. I think it'll take like 10 minutes for each like intro section, and then you guys will have a little thing to do after that.
Okay, yeah, I'll,
Alright.
I'll mute myself.
And
I will also mute myself.
yeah, and you can listen in, but just be aware because it might be a little confusing. I picked the order based on like how the narrative will go. I think works the best, but it's out of chronological order, especially when we get to the dragon guys, because you guys are separated like on a different area of the continent, I guess. So it's a little out of order, but it works best if it starts this way.
It doesn't
I'm
start
just
with.
gonna,
You
I'm just
were
gonna
all.
mute you now, and then just tell me when to come back.
Are you gonna be hearing?
No.
So how do you want me to tell you? You want me to just like
Discord?
Discord? Okay, no, that's not annoying. Okay.
Just send a pigeon.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? I'll open Discord, and then if you guys, when I need to call you in, I can do that because I don't know. Is everyone else gonna stay listening or?
Yeah, I will.
I'll probably
stay.
stick around
Yeah.
since I gotta deal with the stream stuff.
Or I'll
I'll
just
be
say
listening.
like,
But I'll separate my character and player knowledge.
okay, and I'll just go in Discord and type add everyone, and then give whoever. Okay, anyway, Alex, you are Rikku Shadowfoot, and let's see, wait. Oh, I wrote these out of order, so I was like, you are first though. Okay. So the where you left off, basically your story coming up, you however many years ago, you're not really sure because you lost a lot of time afterward, but you were out with your parents on a trip out to wow, I forgot all my lore.
Wood, I think.
Yeah, you were trying to get the special material, and you were kind of skirting on the edge of the Nightwood, which is where the evil elves live. And you're a full elf, right? Or you're half elf?
Full.
You're full elf. Okay, so you and your family are kind of at some point you must have separated from the elves, but you have no memory of why. Like your parents couldn't tell you because they just kind of it's like a weird thing with your memory. It doesn't work very well once you guys leave the elven society. But basically, you guys were jumped by some bandits. Your parents were killed, and you ran off. And you ran too far into the Nightwood. You blacked out, and then you came to very recently, where you kind of went back to town. And I need to open up the other sheet. Hang on a second.
Fine.
I'll be doing a lot of cuts when we try to put the audio up.
Fizz.
There you are. Okay. Yeah, so you're in Thalar, which is kind of like a city that's it kind of acts as a sanctuary for the weird races like elves who escape and half elves, and anyone who's not like a human or dwarf is kind of considered kind of an outsider in this country or on this continent. So yeah, you guys live there. You made your way back to your father's shop. He was an artisan. He made these really beautiful weapons and armaments for different like royal lords a lot of the time. And despite being an elf, he was one of the people who would be well respected just because he made all this great stuff. And he actually at one point made a mace for the human king that he uses in battle now. So he kind of had a pass on like the whole we're racist against elves thing. Like people liked him. But yeah, you found your way back into the shop. It had been condemned and boarded up, and you kind of unlock this back room where you find the bow that he was making for you for your 75th birthday. And just so you know, elves live hundreds and hundreds of years. So you were basically a child. You're a little older now. Yeah. So you're basically hanging out back there. And I think well, part of your story is like you want to be an artisan, but you have more of your mother's, like your mother was a ranger, so you kind of have more of her talent in you. So you're kind of inspecting this bow and studying the intricacies and the carvings on it. When you hear someone enter the shop and kind of a rustling around in the front room. Oh, what do you do?
I probably sneak to try to ascertain who it is. So
okay. Then you'll roll a stealth check.
Okay. Which one do I roll? That one.
You'll just roll the d20 and then add your stealth modifier.
Okay.
Which if you're, I'm not sure how that works exactly. I think if you're trained in it, like, are you proficient in stealth? Do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll add your dexterity modifier to the roll plus your proficiency bonus, which should be 1.
It should be on his character sheet too.
Yeah, but
I don't have everyone's character sheet pulled up. I figured.
I get a +5 in stealth. That's what it says on the sheet.
Okay, so yeah, just roll the d20 and then add the 5 to your
Well,
stealth.
I rolled a 15, so I got 20.
Okay, yeah, you peek around the corner and you see a couple people in the shop. One guy is an elf. He looks to maybe be about your age, maybe a little older. It's really hard to tell with elves, even if you are an elf, because they just don't really look like they age much. But yeah, you see this guy kind of in the shop, and you recognize him. He is your parents' estate lawyer. He's an elf named Scrappy Shallows, and with him is a second guy. He's a very old, like hunched over, bald man with a big beard that you do not recognize at all. And they're kind of talking to each other, and you overhear the old man say to him, "I saw him come in here. I guarantee you, he's in here somewhere." And they're just kind of looking around for you.
Okay. Can I like eavesdrop more to ascertain why they're looking for me?
Yeah. You hear the lawyer says, "Well, wait, we really need to find him. I thought he was dead. This is shocking that he's even alive and in here. I'm not sure if I totally believe you, old man." And the old man is just kind of like, "Well, I was looking for him as well. I have an important task I need him to accomplish for me." And they're just kind of talking, looking around now.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I'll just emerge and be like, "Yo, what up?"
Yeah, you come out of the shadows, and the old man jumps back a little bit. He's like, I told you he's there, and the lawyer Scrappy, he runs up to you and he's like, by my own eyes, I oh my God, let's see, and your name was Rin before you took on the new name.
Yeah.
So he comes and he says, Rin, I thought you were dead. Where have you been for all these years?
I don't really remember.
Well, you don't remember? What do you mean? What's wrong with your face? Why are you all scarred up? My God, boy.
I think I was lost in the Nightwood.
When you say that, the older man, he's oh, this is how I feared you might have been lost in the wood. And he walks up to you and says, do you recognize me, child? And you do not.
No.
All right, he's kind of looking at you, looking back at the lawyer. I have let's see. I'll try to put his little picture in the chat.
Okay.
But he's like, let's see. Yeah, he's old, like red bearded dude. He has a bunch of ribbons in his like tied in his beard that of all different like colors, and he looks like he's wearing kind of a robe, like a holy, like a priest kind of. And he says, if you'll recall, my name is Jerk Lightborn. I knew your parents very well, and I don't know if you would do like a recall check to see if you remember him. I think you just do like an intelligence check, I guess.
Okay.
Just roll the d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, look at what my intelligence points were. Intelligence, I get 0. Sweet. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, with the 4, you have some foggy memories of a Jarek that used to come by every once in a while and like bless the walls of the city just to keep monsters away and everything. And he kind of sees you start to recognize him, like he sees it in your eyes, and he's like, "Oh, see, I knew that you would remember me if you just thought on it. Unfortunately, us humans don't age as well as you elves. You still look younger than me, although we are about the same age, I would suppose." And he lets the lawyer kind of take over, and he said, yeah, Scrappy, and he says, so what do you want to do now with all this, with the shop, with the this should be yours.
I'd like to keep it to preserve my memory of my parents.
He says, good. So are you looking at taking over, or are you a trained artisan yourself?
I wish I was.
He looks at the bow you're holding in your hand, and he says, "Oh, this isn't exactly good for you. Let me just," and he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out this scroll, and he unfurls it, and he says, "This is the last living will and testament of your parents," and he starts reading through it, and he gets to a part where he says, It is decreed that this shop will become yours only if you can finish the bow that your father started for you." And he's kind of like, he kind of like looks at you, and he's like looking back at the paper, and he's like, and if this is not met, the shop goes to Scrappy Shallows. Would you look at that? That's my name. Well, that's incredible. Travis, you are making noise. Please mute.
I did, my bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, kind computer noise. I don't know. Anyway, and he's trying to conceal a smile, but you can tell he's overjoyed that you are not a trained artisan.
Yeah. Does the scroll say what I have to do to finish the bow?
No, he says, finish it, I guess. He looks at it a little bit and he says, I'm personally not sure how you'd finish that kind of thing. And he's concealing a little bit, but he doesn't want you to finish it, obviously, because
he wants the shop.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I'm not a trained artisan, since I've been around my father in his shop, can I like inspect the bow to see what would need to be done?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That
I would just roll. I don't know what you would roll.
Yeah,
Inspection, I guess.
I rolled a 6, so I don't think it matters.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking at the bow. You can't even fathom how your father made these cuts in like the way he was designing it, but it looks like it needs to be filled. Like there's a groove in it that looks like it needs to be filled with some kind of material.
Okay.
And the old man Jarek sees you inspecting the bow, and he says, I may be able to help you with that, my child, if you're willing to take on a job for me.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. And the Scrappy, he kind of looks upset, and he's like, well, in that case, do you need anything else from me? I could go file this away and get back to my office.
No, I think we're done here, Scrappy. I'm gonna see what Jarek wants.
All right. Well, if you need anything else, I'll be. You know where to find me. And he runs out of the room. He
dead sprints gone.
Yeah. And so it's just you and Jarek now, and he says, if you're willing to come with me to Rockside, down in the land of the dwarves, we may be able to find a job that will pay quite handsomely. You could afford to be trained in the ways of the artisan, or perhaps we could run into someone who could assist you in your quest.
That sounds good, really, because right now I don't know what direction I need to go.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. If you'll just come outside with me, and he beckons you out the door, where he's parked kind of he has like a cart that's being drawn by a couple donkeys, and it's like a covered wagon, and he jumps into the driver's seat, and you get into the back of it, and it's basically just filled with like different religious scripts and doctrines, and a bunch of like drawings of different symbols of different gods. Like it just looks like maybe he's been collecting a bunch of stuff like this. Also in the back of this cart is a very, very, very large person. He's about 8 feet tall. He's kind of huddled in there, like with his knees to his chest. He's roll a nature check to see if you can tell what race this guy is.
Okay. I got a 17. Do I get a nature plus? I do not. It's a 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this guy's a Goliath. They're like these giant men made of stone who live out in the mountains, and you've never seen anything like this. You've only heard of them. They're like a very reclusive like tribal race, but I mean he's just sitting back here chilling, and he's taking up almost the entire thing, and he just says, "Hey, I'm John. What's your name?"
Rikku. just short and nothing. Just that.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of fun, Rikku. And he's like, he looks a little angry when he's talking to you, like he's trying to restrain himself. He's got his skin looks like stone. He's got a beard that looks like it's made of stone too, and he has like a weird patch over his eye, and he's wearing like he's like a barbarian. I put him in Discord.
Okay.
And you guys cover the back of the wagon and head out. And next will be Burke.